Okay, so that pretty much finishes us up for the major and minor arpeggio pattern stack and inversion, shapes of unwarped major and minor inversions. Now, why do I say inversions? Because if you do an arpeggio, you're covering all the inversions. Root, first, second, root. Okay, so all you have to do is learn your arpeggio pattern and you get those inversions built right in. But let's see what happens after that. So we're going to move forward in time to the next chart. This is another great chart. I say great because I made it. No, because I did make it, but because it has got a lot of good stuff in it. And sure, we got, this is just a little extras here. You know, you see the keyboard there in case we want to discuss, like, you know, some note patterns there. And this is the string convention with me. Okay, it's backwards of what people usually number the guitar, but that'll work. Okay, so the lowest string with mine is the, now I better put the capo on. The low E string is string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. This is just, I just fit this in for the fun of it, just to, you know, you can do these things like this, you know. Have you ever noticed that about bass players? They're never happy with any note they're on. They always got to get to the next one. But I don't mean to make fun of them. But and that just for the, you know, to honor those people who like to play guitar sideways like that. Okay, so what happens as we go through the warp? Okay, as we go through the warp, I just wanted to get my vest on. I've done the work for you. Okay, so remember, we might start with a major pattern stack, and we do that. We go up the arpeggio. Okay, now stopping on that C, and let's take it down to this C. So you have to put it through the warp. And when you go through that tuning warp, you get these different shaped chords. All right, so let's look at let's look at this chart here. Okay, what's going on here? That's the fun part of this chart. Is for me explain it to you how it works. What are these arrows? Okay, the chart basically flows this way. So from one to the other. But this particular pattern here, right here, 5 root 3, 5 root 3. Okay, we're concerned mainly with the root shape here, which is root 3, 5. Alright, so in this particular drawing, we're concerned with root 3, 5, the yellow part of that arpeggio pattern. Okay, now what happens is when I move this upward, like this, okay, when I move this up, what happens is, okay, no, wait a second, that goes this way. So when we go this way, we're moving it up one into the tuning warp. So strings 5 and 6, which are the top strings with the highest strings, that 5 is going to warp over. So now we have this shape. Move it up one more, and we have this shape. Now, whether that's actually formally moving it up, or a chord that started down here and ended up there, is irrelevant to the point is that these are the unique pairs, and more or less this is how it's formed. You can really track this down right now. So we're looking for a 5 on string 4 here. Okay, so we're starting with the root shape right here. Okay. Michael Rowe. You know, that kind of thing. Michael Rowe. Okay. But now, going this way, and this is all root shape. With the arrow goes up, it's the first inversion and second inversion. These are parts of the arpeggio that continue on that original arpeggio, that triad arpeggio we were playing. Okay, so it's really the whole thing that we were playing in the first part was root 3 5, and then 5 root, and then root 3. It's just that we're repeating, we're dragging along one note. So root 3 5, then we drag along the 3 and we move on one note. We bring over one note from there and we move on another note from there. That gives us a second inversion. Okay, so there's three shapes of the root shape. Okay, there's this one. All right, and this is the C position right here. Okay, now the root shape for the I guess they're all in the key of C. For the E position, all right, becomes this as we move the C position up one string. So move the C position, the one that we had the fifth on the fourth string here. So I move that up one, so I find a string, a C on the next string, and that's what I end up with. This 3 in a row here, tic-tac-toe kind of thing, and that's the E shape. That's in the E-shaped box. All right, so here's the normal E chord, or a E-shaped C. I can play it down here. Okay, so it's hitting the open G on my tuning. I have an open G. All right, so this is a chord I never recognized. It just sounded good, but I never thought of playing it like this. What was I playing? This is what I was playing, this tic-tac-toe thing. Okay, now if we move this even up one more, that means we start the root from string 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the root. All right, now remember, our pattern is, okay, the first one is, I want it to be over here, but it's warped over. No, that's wrong. There's the warping. Now back to regular pattern from string 5 to 6. We get this thing. It's like, wow, I never saw that chord before. What is that? I see them playing, and I know that the professionals are playing this all the time. You know, and doing all sorts of, you know, back and forth, like, and that's a root chord. That's a root chord, you know, like, and all this fancy stuff. But that's the chord. The question is, what cage shape does that belong to? The A shape. And R is in parentheses in every one of these, because where the R is where that cage shape is. So this R right here is part of a C, an A-shaped C. Okay, moving on to first inversion. All right, where's